Okay, guys. So let's one of the cheapest countries you should study in if you do not have money. Okay. Well, let's just say you are looking for a country where you can study, but which is not very expensive, right? Now, why I'm making this video is because many of us said you want to move abroad, but you don't have enough money. How can you mix it up? Like twist it up to finally find your way to abroad or to countries like this, because some people said they wanted to move abroad but they said they cannot afford my own country, which is the Netherlands, right? So let's talk about these four countries. I will be talking based on the time that their application is open. I will talk about their fees. I will talk about things that you need to do when it comes to their proof of funds. Okay, then I will talk about so many other things. Let me just discuss. Make sure you watch the video and understand. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is Luxembourg. Remember, Luxembourg is one of the best countries in the European Union. Not just the best, but the richest, okay, in the European Union. So if you want to study in Luxembourg, and Luxembourg is equally quite affordable. I don't want to say cheap because 200 euros may be cheap to me, but it may not be cheap to some people, right? So if you want to study in Luxembourg, note that it's very affordable. Like you can pay a fees just 200 euros, 400 euros, depending on the programs. And equally, you can also pay a fees in thousands of euros, depending on the school. But there is a popular school in Luxembourg called the University of Luxembourg, which is quite easy to afford, right? But one thing you should note is that this school is very cheap and is so competitive. So if you want to study in this school, you have to start your application early. Make sure you do the necessary things that they are asking you, because if you do that, then you are increasing your chances of getting admission. Now, what do you need to study in the University of Luxembourg? You need your academic credentials, okay? For those going for bachelors, you need your high school certificate, WAEC, O levels, A levels, NECO. Some people equally need WASI, but NECO, those of you with just NECO, I will advise you to take WAEC. The reason is simple. WAEC is not accepted in most countries abroad. So the only way for you, NECO, I'm not talking about WAEC, I'm talking about NECO. In most countries abroad, NECO is not accepted, right? So you have to really check if the school is going to accept your NECO results, then you use it now and apply. Another thing you should put into consideration is that when you're using these things to apply, remember there is an application fee you have to pay. Okay, some programs are not taught in English. So make sure you check the program's website. I'm not going to go into the details about the programs. I believe you are going to do all this work. My focus here is to make you understand that you can study in Luxembourg for very small amount of money. Now, for the proof of funds, you can equally, there is a possibility for you to get a sponsor who can actually give you the bank statement, right? But make sure you watch my other videos about proof of funds and be sure of the amount that is required, because the amount is not the same for every individual in terms of European standard, right? If you want to study in Luxembourg, you have a different amount. If you want to study in Austria, you have a different amount. If you want to study in Norway, you have a different amount, right? But for Luxembourg, somebody can sponsor you. That's why I said it is important for you to have this information. But just know that tuition is cheap, right? So if somebody gives you the bank statement, it also depends on the person, not every type of person. A close relatives can give you. And remember, it is about 85% of the gross product of Luxembourg. There are videos on the channel I did already. So please make sure you verify all these videos. Then you put everything together, then apply for the University of Luxembourg. Admissions is usually from February to April. Okay, they only have one intake per year. So in case you want to do an admission, or maybe you want to apply to the University of Luxembourg, know that you can't apply now. I'm just giving you the information so you note that you can always use it to pull through. Then the next country we are going to talk about is Iceland. Iceland is also a very cheap country. They don't pay tuition fee, but they pay an administrative fee of about 75,000 Icelandic krona. And if you want to study in Iceland, make sure you have 75,000 Icelandic krona on standby, which is less than 600,000 CFA francs, right? It depends also on the exchange rate. Now, remember, for Iceland, IELTS is compulsory. You may survive for the University of Luxembourg, or you may survive to get admission in Luxembourg without IELTS, but for Iceland, you need IELTS. It is compulsory. If you don't have it, don't apply to Iceland, you waste your money. Okay, now, remember, some other schools in Luxembourg include Linux University and so many other institutions, right? So you should take a look at those schools in Luxembourg. I will be bringing some details to you so that you can actually use it. Probably it's going to help you, okay, navigate easily. But for Iceland, remember, when you gain admission, without IELTS, you cannot have admissions into Iceland universities. They have a lot of schools. Popular one is the University of Iceland, where you don't pay. Bifrost University, you equally don't pay. Okay, and so many others. The University of Reykjavik. I don't know if you can also study in this institution for free, but I know that if you want to move to Iceland, then you should be looking at these universities. I hope you understand. Now, another thing is when you get admissions, you need to apply for visa. What do you need for visa application? You need all your documents, you need insurance for all these countries in Europe, okay? But some countries will not ask you for medical insurance because your insurance will be given in that particular country. Like, for example, in the Netherlands, they will give you your insurance when you already traveled to the Netherlands, okay? Then for other countries, you will also receive your insurance when you traveled inside. So basically, you do not need insurance at the beginning. I hope you understand. Now, for the other countries like maybe Germany, for Iceland, you don't need blocked account. You don't need blocked account for Luxembourg. So it's possible. It's very easy for you to navigate to study in these two countries. Now, for Germany, you can study for free, but you need a blocked account. And remember, the blocked account will be increasing after this month. So for Germany, they will be increasing it in such a way you will be receiving 991 euros every month. I hope I got that figure correctly. But if I didn't, then I'm still going to update you guys on WhatsApp. Okay. There are some institutions in Germany that are also charging for tuition now. Some will also start charging for tuition in 2025. Then some are still free. Some will be free again. Then remember, in Germany, the common website you can use to apply for schools is the DAAD website, which is DAAD, all in capital letters. Put it on Google. You are going to see all these things I'm saying. Then also, I'm going to talk about some scholarships like the Helmut Schmidt Scholarship in Germany. Then I'm also going to talk about the DAT EPO Scholarship very soon, okay? Because this is a scholarship period. Then we are equally going to talk about some other scholarships like Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. Expect a video from me. Expect a video from me from the Chevening Scholarship. I did one before. I'm still going to do another one. Then wait for a video for Commonwealth Scholarship. Then you wait for a video from me for scholarships in France and, of course, the Turkish government scholarship, which opens every February. Okay, then the last country I'm going to talk about is Switzerland. You remember, all these countries you need money, but I think Luxembourg and Iceland, it's common or very easy for you to navigate and study in these particular countries than Germany and Switzerland. The reason is because Germany needs blocked account. You need to have money cash to block it in the bank in Germany. Then Switzerland equally needs block account. So if you don't have money to block, it may be difficult, but for the money that you need to pay your tuition is very little. Schools in Switzerland charge 500, 600, 700 euros. If you've been watching my videos, you should know better now. Remember, Germany, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Iceland are all countries in the top 10. Okay, what I mean in the top 10 is I mean that among the top 10 richest countries in Europe based on GDP, these countries fall within, okay, except Germany. Germany is out of that list. But I think Germany is 11 or 12th position because we have Luxembourg, we have Norway, Switzerland, okay, Ireland, and so many others, then Netherlands, Denmark, and others, okay. But just know that these are good countries for you if you really want to study. Now, one thing I want to say is, remember, when they say you need proof of funds to study abroad, there are various options, right? The first option you need is the blocked account option. That's the first option. The second option you need is the option for bank statement. Now, some countries will tell you to do block account with their banks. Okay, they will not ask you anything. You just do the create the account, then you send the money inside. While others will tell you to send the money to the school. So this is a preferred option, but in most cases, the Netherlands is equally doing that. In some cases, it may not be the fact that you block the money doesn't mean that it's going to be successful. So you have to put all this into consideration and make sure you pay attention to visa application, pay attention to everything that you are doing. It's so important. That is why I'm here to encourage you that applying to many schools is another advantage for you, because if you don't do that, if you don't apply to many schools, you may not increase your chance. Okay, some people will tell you that, oh, application fee, you are going to pay too much fees, you are going to do this, do that. But trust me, if you really want to do something, please make sure you increase your chances. Make sure you open your tentacles, right? So apply to even 4, 5, 6. The goal is not the application fee. The goal is that you should move, because the application fee, when you finally move, things will get better, right? But some people pay attention only to the application fee. Do you know how many schools I applied to before I finally came to the Netherlands? Many people don't know, but again, I'm going to explain that to you very soon so you can actually use it as a motivation. I hope it will motivate you. But like I said, the ball is now in your court. I have done my best. Then there are so many videos on this channel talking about Switzerland, Germany, Iceland, Luxembourg. Okay, take a look at these videos. Then you apply, you put in your application, requirements to apply, they are there, the deadlines, they are there, all schools, they are there. I even recently I did so many videos about the University of Basel, Bern, Geneva, Zurich, about in Switzerland, right? Talking about how you can apply to all these schools. And of course, the videos are still there. So please check them out, and maybe you find something and we'll be vibing in Europe next year.